So a few days ago, I got my hands on another indicator. I kind of talked a little bit about this in the White Dove video report thing, that one that was I had to delete because it was muted. Not muted, but my little device over here, my Focusrite, this little guy over here, which plugs into the USB. And I have this other device, a 286S mic preamp processor from DBX that goes into that, and then that goes into my computer through USB. That piece was like it wasn't there. So I had to, this morning, unplug it from the USB port, plug it back in, and then everything started working again. So long story short, was my last video about the White Dove report was like 4 or 5 minutes long. The original one was 14 minutes, and I was talking after I'd mentioned her report thing about this indicator that I've been following over just the last few days. I got it. My guy I call the Cobra. The Cobra gave me a overbought, oversold indicator. Basically, it's a custom one that they have on a site that they have where you can log into it, or me anyways, and I can go see this one indicator. It updates 2, sometimes 3 times a day, and it is just Bitcoin. That's all I can look at is Bitcoin, and I don't have alerts. I just have to watch and look at the thing. It's done pretty well. Again, looking over the past almost, I guess 2.5 years now, from data points, it's like, man, this thing's could tell you, larger macro moves, like the market's going to shift down or up. It's overbought, get the hell out. It's way overbought, get out, or it's way oversold, get back in. So it had told us the other day, even though my woo-woo friend and myself were talking about, we may be going down. And I said, I'm going to do a real small bet, just a small trade, that we're going down. And I said, having said that, my indicator, the indicator, which I reference it as the all-seeing indicator just for fun, seems to suggest otherwise. It's suggesting, no, I think we're going up. So I said, let's just see what happens. So just keep that in mind, everybody. This thing, it's got a good record, but Woo friend and I are taking a little chance because we think a little drop, or not even a little, decent-sized drop's coming to 8 or below, 8K or below. I've mentioned this a couple times already. So I have this other indicator I've got access to now, but it's actually a script, you can share scripts and things on tradingview.com with other people. So my guy shared it with me. So it's just, I don't have to log in his other site. It's a TradingView thing, but I can't share it with anybody. I can show it. I can certainly show it. But the other one I can't. I'm not allowed. So I want to show you a couple things with this thing. And it's essentially, it's some type of convergence divergence indicator, but I don't know what all is feeding this thing. And there are others, because I've searched through TradingView for convergence divergence indicators and stuff, and they do exist. But I have not been able to find one that, because I can, once you add one, it just goes across your screen horizontally, and you can look, you can see, do these two match? No, they don't. Okay, try this other one. Does it match? No, it doesn't. So I was playing around with that a little bit because I felt like, man, if I could find a free one that's like kind of got the same data feeds or whatever, well, then I can tell everyone, at least in my Patreon, hey guys, put this on your TradingView account, and watch it. We can all watch it together. So I haven't been able to find one. If there is one, great, good, go for it. But I want to share a couple screenshots with you. So we've got the green line and the red line, right? When the green line changes direction and crosses over the red line, down in this example, that would be a sign, get out of the market. And I've looked, by the way, at most of these coins here. I say most, about half of them, the ones that matter, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple. Don't know if I looked at anything else. Looked at ETH, yeah. Did not look at Digibyte. Maybe I should check that out. But anyways, if I looked at all of them and said which one would have produced the best results, or has produced the best results this year, and I can go scroll back way far back, and by far Bitcoin, if you were trading in and out of something, Bitcoin was the one, as far as earning 5% here, 10% there, whatever percent there, and the 4-hour seemed pretty attractive because there's more bets or trades given on the 4-hour. When I put on the daily, there's less trades, like where it crossed over or whatever. The 3-day, same story. The weekly, definitely the same story. Like, oh, there's only 2 trades in the last, 8 months. Whereas this 4-hour, there was like, 11 or 12 or something trades, which honestly, I'd rather, make more trades and make more money if possible, earn more crypto basically. So just going back to July the 9th, you can see, or let's go back further, July the, what is this, the 6th, 7th? No, this is the 7th. This green line going above the red would tell us get back in the market. So at this price point, roughly 11.4, 11.2, somewhere around there, get in is what it's saying. We ran up to 13.8. I guess I don't have enough room. Let me use this baby up. Whatever. Got to about 13.8. It then crossed on the 10th between, it actually was the 10th. This is the 4-hour we're looking at. So between these two candles, it was saying get out. Now, an interesting thing I found, which you see this, how this is really sharp. Let me see if I can make it just look easier to see. This immediate, like super sharp, boom, turn. It's not a gradual, it's like, whoa, we're going down. So I've seen that there. Here's another one here. And it doesn't happen all the time. It's just basically crossing. Here's another one, sharp down and then a sharp up. And I thought, typically you want to wait until it crosses, because that's when you got basically the affirmative, hey, trend change should be happening. I was able to find 2 times when it was basically a head fake. Nope, didn't happen. But out of that, the 11 times minus the 2, we're winning trades basically. So I thought, well, again, you're never gonna be perfect. So anyways, it would have told us to get out right around this point of 12.6 to 12.3-ish. And remember, it was telling us to get in over here at 11. So we're talking a $1,000 gain potentially of getting out, profit. And now the red line stays above all the way until July the 15th, which is 10.6. So it told us to get out at 11, again, 3, 4, 5, somewhere around there. Stay out. Price comes down to about $1,000. Now it's telling us to get back in, which is great. Right here, get in. Here, get in. We have a reversal. Again, line crosses, get out. This is a huge candle. Now, where in this candle would we have gotten out? That I don't know, because it's actually in between the candles when this thing crossed. If you watch the dotted lines below, that's at 8 a.m. It didn't cross yet. The next candle, again, we're on the 4-hour, would be 12 noon. Now we've crossed. So when it painted, immediately upon painting, that's would have been the sign, okay, get out. So what I don't know is where was this actually at when this started painting at, say, 12 o'clock. We might be able to go back on the 2-hour and find out, but I just bear with me. I just want to show you this. So get out and then get back in over here, which is 9,600. Approximately 9,600. Get back in. Write it up. It crosses here on the 21st at approximately price point 10.5 or so. So again, there's another 1,000-point move up. A point as in dollars. Again, assuming you're playing with 1 Bitcoin in this trade. I'm not playing with. I'm telling everyone, don't play with 1 Bitcoin right now. Play with a small amount until and I haven't given any calls with this yet, but just when I do, don't go crazy. Let's make sure this thing continues working a little bit. Let's do small trades when I give some calls on this. So, boom, 95, get out at 10.5, whatever. You can see the line down here kind of follows each other, but nothing crosses, right? So I would not be doing anything. I'd just be waiting. Now it crosses. Green going above the red. This would be a get in sign. So this candle here is what did it at between 9,800 and 10.2, 10.1, somewhere in there. Again, I don't know what it would have painted where did it start when it painted, whatever, painted the candle. Anyways, we'll just go in the middle just to be safe. We'll just call it 10,000, a little higher than the middle, 10,000. Get back in is what it's saying. Stay in, stay in, stay in. Got a nice peak here, but it, again, didn't cross down, so stay in. Then this huge red candle gets painted down. That's when it says to get out. So 10.4. So remember this, just keep this in mind. We got in at 10, what we say just about 10, right? 10,000. It's telling us to get out. And again, depending on when this exactly painted, it might be telling us to get out at 95. So we're in at 10. That's a potentially $400 or $500 loss, right? So again, this thing doesn't always give you perfectly correct answers or trades. So there's a minus 400, but we already got 2 plus 2 1,000s basically, right? And then the other small one. So again, get out of the market. It crossed right here. Get back in the market. Basically the same price, 9,500. Get back in. So I'm getting out at 95. Now you're telling me to get back in at 95. Hey, it is what it is. Stay in. Stay in. Stay in. Stay in. Stay in. And here we are touching 10.8 today. Yesterday and this morning, whatever. Yeah, this morning, really early, 4 a.m., whatever. 10.8, current price, 10.777, 777. But it's not saying get out. These lines haven't crossed. It's saying don't get out yet. So there's a nice trade, right? 9,500 to 10.8. That's $1,300. Cha-ching. However, it's still, this is telling us, I don't know, don't get out yet. The lines haven't crossed. Now, my little issue though, if you have an issue, here's a tissue, is you can kind of see we're about to get a trend reversal. This green may be losing some power, right? It's not nice and chugging anymore. But at the same time, it kind of did the same thing right here and then went, no, we're going a little higher. So could this go? Yeah, we're going a little higher. It could. Which is why, again, if you just said, you know what, let me wait until I get the definitive, either that sharp move down might be an indicator, okay, get out, even though the line hasn't crossed. Just the fact that it went sharp down. Again, here's a sharp one. Over here's a sharp one. Over here's a sharp one. And as soon as that thing goes down sharp, that's kind of an advanced notice almost in and of itself. But again, it's not crossing yet. So there's the risk of, well, it didn't cross, but it was so sharp of a move the opposite way. It kind of is telling like, probably should watch this. Now, that's the 4 hour. Let's look at the one day. Not as many trades in a period of time. Now this chart right here is going all the way back to February. This is the beginning of the year. Wasn't much happening, right? Sideways, sideways. And even here, if we followed this, if we were in Bitcoin right here on February 24th, it was saying right around the 28th to get out. This is the daily chart. So get out at 38-ish, 3,800. Get out, stay out. Nothing's, it's out. They're touching. It kind of goes up here and crosses. So there's a little bit of green here. Again, the price is about $3,800, so it's saying get in. Nothing really happening. Then the red line crosses. It's saying get out. So, it looks like 39 to 44,000. Maybe you made $100, whatever. But this is when the action started happening. That's when this indicator really starts diverging right here. So it crossed actually here in this 29th to 30th time frame, again at 4,000. So maybe it told you to get out at 39 to 4,000. Now it's telling you to get back in. Well, get out and in back at, a few days later at the same price. What the hell is this thing? Again, I just said to myself, I don't care. If I just followed it, what would be the gain or loss be? I don't care if it doesn't make sense at the time. Why am I getting in, then getting back out, then getting back in? And I lost a 0.25% on the exchange just doing the trades. What's going on? Well, just be patient. Let's see. That's what I tell myself. Let's just see what happens. So then we have this huge candle up, and it's telling us, don't get out, don't get out, don't get out. Stay in it, stay in it, stay in it until right here, 5,023 approximately. So we're in at around 38, 39, 4, right? Whatever it was. 4,000, there's a cool $1,000. Now in terms of profit, that's $1,000 on a $4,000 investment. That's like a 25% move. That's nice. So you now have 25% more Bitcoin in your possession, in other words. So you had 1 Bitcoin, now you have 1.25, in other words. And all right, so it crosses here around the 5,000 mark, get out, stay out, stay out. Touches the line, didn't cross it, we're still out, right? Didn't cross the line. Boom. May 3rd, get in, crosses the line. Now remember, we were out at 5. It has climbed an additional 600 or so because it's $5,600. So you're going to say, well, but I lost $600. I lost the potential of $600 if I would have just stayed in and not done anything. Correct. But again, if you're trading, you want to get in and out. You're going to lose some. You're not going to get at the right price on some. But again, when you finally get that, oh, we did that great trade, it makes up for all of the, well, I should have just sat here and did nothing. That's the point. I want to earn more Bitcoin or crypto in between the huge numbers coming so that when they do come, I've got more crypto. That's the name of the game. You know, so anyway, so 5,600, it's telling you to go ahead and get back in the market. Stay in, stay in, stay in, stay in. Crosses right here between these 2 days, 21st and 22nd. Price, $7,800. Get out. Crosses down, up, crosses back up, get back in. Between these 2 days, so right around 8,000. Get back in. Crosses down again, right over here between these two candles at 8,700, get out. So there's a little profit there. Stay out, stay out, stay out. They cross here at around 86, 85, 86. Get back in. We had the huge 13.8 recently. Get out right here on the daily. Between these two, so we're talking about 10,700. Get out. It touched, but it did not cross. You can see it touched, but did not cross. We're still out of the market. Goes down, comes down to here, and then boom, on this day, which would be 10.1, 10.2, somewhere in here, 10.3. Again, we'll just average that to 10.2. Get back in. So 10.2, this is on the daily. Remember, I'm not looking at the 4 hour no more. 10.2, we've hit 10.8. So there's $600 coming in. But notice there's not as many trades in this period of time as compared to the 4 hour. There's a lot more in the 4 hour, and I thought, again, I did a comparison, and I was like, the 4 hour seems like it's the shit. For this indicator, and all the cryptos, Bitcoin's the one to play with, and the 4 hour is the one I think that appears to make more sense. So again, that's the daily. You go to the 3 day, it'll paint a similar story, but a lot further back. We're going back a year now. July. Imagine sitting and waiting on these trades months and months at a time, being told in December, which is interesting. Remember the December, the low, 21st. Price is, it's telling you to get in here at around $3,900. Get in and don't ever get out this entire time. Stay in. So back in December, imagine me giving a call on the 3 day. Hey, everybody, Patreon, $20 a month. I got one single trade for you. Get in and I'll see you guys in 7 months. Like, that would be stupid. However, for a long-term trader, okay, no problem. I'm going to make some money. So at $3,900, get in. Right here at 11,000, get out. Get out, stay out. And then we have this little rally thing, whatever, but it's still telling us stay out. So on the 3 day, again, we might be seeing a trend reversal, but maybe not. Because what if by chance this line crosses here soon in the next days? This is a 3 day, so maybe the next couple of weeks. And then all of a sudden, it's already telling us to get out. And typically we want this to go back up. But we could see this, these two chase each other, whatever, for a while. Remains to be seen, but this is the 3 day. The weekly, again, same kind of story. This is back in the 2017 high, and it would have told us get out at back in 2017, which actually is this right here is January 22nd, 2018. So market was still pretty decent then, but it was over the top already. See you later. So we're talking prices of 12 to 13,000 in this area. This actual, more like 11.5 when this actually painted. Because again, if you're watching the weekly, it doesn't paint a new candle until the week comes up. But again, remember the sharp reversal? I said if we kind of took a gamble on the sharp reversals instead of the nice rounded ones, That might be a good sign of a trend change. So it peaked here, as far as this is concerned, on this candle, which is 17,000, 16, 15,000 range. And then the next candle would have been 15, 16, it's at 16 here, down to 15, 14-ish. You'd have been able to at least see how sharp of a downturn it is. At that point, again, if you said, well, I'm not waiting for it to cross, I think I'm going to take a chance here, it would have been a good chance in this case. But again, if you were conservative, no, I want to wait for it to crash, like actually cross the line here. And then we had basically a get in here. Actually, no, it didn't cross. I'm looking at it. It didn't cross yet. Here is when it crossed. $6,900 roughly. And it kind of below, above a little bit. It would have told us to get in here at 6,900 again after getting out at, I don't know, maybe around the same price. It's hard to see. It's so close. So get in at 69, get out at 69, get back in at 67. Touch, didn't go past. And then here it goes down, get out at 6,400, get out. And that's when we had December come around. It said to stay out until 38, 3,900. Again, it still would have been a great move because if you're out at 7,000, whatever it was, you're down to 3,500 here. I mean, you just about doubling what you had. You just bought back more Bitcoin than you had. But again, that's one trade, and how many months have gone by on the weekly? And what do we have here? The red line coming up to meet this green line, potentially. Now, again, they haven't met yet. So on the weekly, could the green keep going up and the red stay below it? It could, meaning we're rallying. We are going up. 4 hour, no telling yet. But we do have our RSI up here, which is kind of an overbought, oversold indicator, saying the market is, it's kind of at the top as far as that's concerned, like it's overbought, but on the 4 hour. And you can follow these, look back, and this is a basic indicator, the RSI. We peaked here, came down, and you can see the resultant price in crypto falling in Bitcoin. We had a peak here, fall, same story. Peak here, fall. Not that it was much, but it did go down. Then it stayed down, and we had this happening. So we're up here between, 80 and 100. It's pretty high. Market's been rallying. It's been doing this for a while. It's not to say that this can't go up still. But again, you look at a few indicators and try to say, well, what do I think is going to happen? And I'm still in my little short position, the very small one, because there's a guy I follow on TradingView also that gets quite a lot of views because he's got good stuff. But he's painted a picture about a week and a few days ago, so about 8-9 days ago, of what's happening right now, and then we're going to 8K, maybe below, and then we start the holy crap move up, which is over a period of months, by the way. It's not just an instant thing. But I thought, man, that's very similar to what Woo Woo Friend originally told us. This move was coming. She thought it was going to be 8,500, and she's like, nope, it's going lower than that. So we'll see. We'll see. That's the thing. You got to always remember, you always have to have a hodl bag, a bag of, I will never touch this. I don't care how lucrative something sounds or how, oh man, this trade sounds amazing, I got to do it. Never, ever touch your hodl bag. Always have a trade bag. And the trade bag is, honestly, if I lose this all, it'll hurt, but it's not like real painful. It's a small amount of my hodl bag. I took a percentage of that out, smaller percentage, 10, 20%, whatever you felt comfortable with, and I'm going to trade with it. What you don't do is take the whole effing 10 or 20% of it and get in one trade. Oh man, Joe's indicator crisscrossed today. I'm throwing it all in there. Now I'm not gonna say I don't think you'd lose it all of a sudden, but if it doesn't, you're gonna, oh, that was one of the ones that didn't hit, guys. Sorry, that's the one where we lost, 5%. You don't throw all your trade, your trade bag into one trade. Of your 10 or 20, let's just say you took 20% out to play with. Of that 20%, you now look at that as 100% of my trading bag. Not my hodl bag. I now have 100%, whatever it is my trading bag. And if that's $1,000, your entire trade bag, and whether you're following me or not, you're deciding, oh, I got to get in this trade. You don't take the whole thing. You don't take 100% of your $1,000 worth of crypto to trade. Don't. Take 10 or 15%. Honestly, the most conservative thing that I hear the most, and it's a good thing, 10%. Now, you could take 10% because, oh, well, there might be other trades. What about ETH or what about this? You know, I get it. But for me, following this indicator plus my other one, the all-seeing indicator, as I call it, I'm hoping I can follow both of those and say, guys, this thing is so freaking overbought right now. We have to be crashing soon. Or we are so oversold. That was overbought, by the way. We're so oversold, we're going up. We have to soon. And that's what my indicator was saying. And I still took this short position just because. It's, again, a small one. I want to see what happens. I didn't have this indicator at the time. If I did, I might have actually questioned that move and said, you know, I got 2 indicators telling me don't do it. So the interesting thing is it still may happen, but it's part of a bigger move, longer move and bigger. Like the sequence out. Oh, I thought, you know, maybe in the next few days, a week. Oh, no, it was 3 weeks later. That kind of thing. In other words, the indicators actually tell me in advance, oh, yeah, we're going down in a few weeks from now. So in the meantime, I was expecting it sooner. I could have just followed the damn indicator, made a couple bucks, and then it's telling me, get the hell out urgently. You know, that kind of thing. We'll see. I don't know. But I'm just trying to give you safe trading advice here. Don't put huge bets on it. But Joe, I need to make a big move quick. It's urgent, you know, I need it. Then put 50% down. But understand, if you do something like that and it's the wrong move, it's going to be painful. If you win it, you're going to be like, hell yeah, yes. It's going to feel great. As a matter of fact, the more you bet and you win, the greater that euphoria. Oh my God, that was phenomenal. I just doubled my bags on one trade. But if you get it wrong, oh my God, I just lost half of what I've owned. It's half of it's gone. And now you're like, I don't want to touch it. I don't want to trade. I'm just going to leave it alone. Then that happens. Because if you double down, oh, I got to get it back. I lost 50%. I got to go get it back. I got to bet it all now. The remaining amount, I'm betting it all. And if you lose 2 in a row, you're done. You'll be sick to your stomach. But again, if you had $1,000, that's your 100% trade bag. I'm going to bet 10%. Oh, cool. Made 10% on that move. Okay, so I got $110 now. Again, it's a small amount. We're talking small trades though. Maybe you want to do 20 or 25. You know, let me do $200 worth of Bitcoin. I got 1,000. You know, again, I'm just thinking conservatively here. And look how many potential trades from July. This is just July, the 5th. Let's just do July only. So we had a get in here, 9,500 get or so. Yeah, or maybe no, 9,500. More like 10,700. Get in. So there's an in and out. An in and out, which didn't result in anything. In, out. Again, pretty close. Maybe not sure if it would have equated as much of anything. 10.3. Get out at also probably around that price. Again, depending on where this thing painted, but started. Get in, down low. Get out up high. Get in again, and get out. This is on the 4-hour. Again, I'm on July 27th though. Get out. Get back in right here, and stay in. So you can see how many trades there are in just a 1 month period of time, at least this month of July. I'm not saying it's going to be that every single month, but I've looked back and there's been quite a few trades or potential trades that could have happened. Obviously, they didn't because I didn't have this indicator and I wasn't going to do anything with it at that time with crypto or whatever. So anyways, the last thing was get in and ride this up. We're at 10.8 again. Like pretty, I'm not even sharing my screen with you. But I guess just hearing me say it was enough. Get in, get out, get in. It's all good. Don't worry about it. I showed you the other one, the main one in the beginning. It's fine. So I'm going to see what this old girl can do. Speaking of which, what is the all-seeing indicator? showing? Let's see, last 3 days, it's not in the extreme overbought market, meaning it should go down, but it is definitely in the market's overbought area. In other words, we should probably still go down, but it's not like really, really extreme. And I typically wait for it to be extreme, because what you can see is, yeah, we're definitely in the overbought mode. But I've seen it do that and then go even more insanely overbought. And of course the price goes with it up. And then it's like, okay, now it's screaming at us to get the F out of here. So yeah, there could be some room to grow. But it is, the needle, if you will, is pointing to, well, the market's been a bit overbought right now. So we'll see what happens. Just want to share that with you. And by the way, I will, from time to time, do some videos. Maybe I'll do some live streams, especially if this thing really starts panning out. Again, I'm just going back. It's easy to go back and say, well, if I did this based on what I'm seeing here, would it have worked or not? And it's a resounding yes. $4,500 in profit since June. I think I looked from June to July when I did my Patreon post. I was like, let's just see what would have happened. Oh, wow, this is $4,500. I think it was in a 2-month period, I think. I'll have to go see the post, but whatever. That's kind of nice. I'll take that. So I said, well, I would have lost there, won there, broke even there, maybe lost a hair there, not even worth mentioning. Okay, I got there. At the end of it, my spreadsheet, well, you're up $4,500. Oh, that's not too bad, And then I said, well, what if I would have sat at the exact moment where I said, all right, I'm buying in to start this process? If I hodled, what would have been? And I think it was only like $2,000 or something. And I said, well, okay. Kind of makes sense maybe to just get in and get out of some of these trades, see what we can do. So anyways, that's about it. Chat with y'all later.